Imagine you're on TikTok and suddenly you see a video like this. Certainly, you've already heard of something like the right mindset. You hear about that very often, and that always sounds like it's something like a stupid trend or something like that. But having the right mindset is very, very important. In the following, I am going to show you what the right mindset is and how to achieve it. In short, it's the right attitude. And probably you can't do anything with it. So I will present you some examples now. A very simple example. Imagine you wake up and the question now is, what are you doing? With the bad mindset, you press snooze and continue sleeping. And afterwards, when you're quasi awake, you leave out the lights, reach for your phone and scroll through TikTok for like a few hours. That's like the worst thing you could possibly do in the morning. The good mindset would be the following. You don't press snooze. You are standing up, turning on the lights, so you at least get artificial light, okay? Sunlight would be the best, but artificial light would be the minimum, okay? You should get at least some light in your eyes in the morning. And then you do a high quality morning routine. That doesn't have to be an unnecessary 3 hours morning routine, but it should include some basic stuff like drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning, so your body will be hydrated. Or maybe you take a cold shower, or you meditate. Basic activities that you don't feel like doing in the morning, but should simply belong. Second example. Imagine you have planned running at 5 p.m. But you have a problem. You're feeling really tired. You have worked very hard and you really feel like just sitting on the couch and eating chips and watching Netflix. That would of course be the bad mindset. And the good mindset of course would be, despite of you're tired, simply going to run. Because you don't searching for excuses. If something is planned like that, you're doing that. And with a good mindset, you're probably thinking, I'm tired now, but if I do some sport, I will be more alert and I will feel less tired. So I can do things later that require more energy. Last example. Imagine you have a teacher and the teacher simply is not able to explain the things very well. The bad mindset would be to use that as an excuse. If I get a very bad grade in that subject, it's the teacher's fault because he cannot explain. The good mindset would be to use that as a motivation to learn more, because you're not able to understand what the teacher is teaching to you, so you're trying to learn it for yourself. And by doing that, you try to gain a better grade, even though he can't explain it well. Okay, now you are probably asking yourself, how can I achieve a good mindset? Let's start with routines. You simply get the right mindset by self-improvement. This channel is a self-improvement channel, okay? And self-improvement is an attitude to life. Okay, so it's a good attitude to life. So you're improving yourself in health, in appearance, in financial. How are you living your life? Do you stand up in the morning and grab your phone and scroll through TikTok? Or are you taking a cold shower or drinking a glass of water? And for self-improvement, routines are very important. Doing something once simply achieves nothing. With routines, respectively habits, you will get where you want to be. So you need to acquire routines. A very simple routine that you are probably already doing is brushing your teeth. And of course, brushing your teeth today didn't do you much good, but it does do you much good in a long time. Of course, meditating is also a good routine. Doing sports is also a very good routine. Sleeping, of course, is also a routine. You did not sleep once in your entire life, you do it regularly. And most routines only work through discipline. And that's the next chapter.
Men can cry. It's okay.
Last thing, I'm not crazy, motherfuckers. I'm just not you. Stay hard.
After you've watched such a video, you may be very motivated and you're maybe doing some push-ups, but you maybe stop after 5 push-ups because you simply don't feel like continuing. And you feel that it is exhausting, and then something sets in, named discipline. And if you continue, maybe until muscular failure, simply depends on that thing called discipline. But you will not always have it. And because of that, discipline is one of the most important things for a good mindset. And that decides if you do something good in the morning after staying up, or something bad. Or if you're running at 5 p.m, you're feeling tired or not. Or if you bring up the time learning for the teacher where you don't understand anything. And how to gain discipline? By doing things you don't want to do. And you should not do pointless things. You should do things that pay out. For example, standing up every morning and actually taking a cold shower. And I hate it very much. When I stand up in the morning, I feel very cold and I really don't feel like taking a cold shower. I always do as cold as possible, and after that I'm 100% awake and alert. My energy levels are very high, and after that I feel very good. And it feels extremely motivating to know that I have already done something very, very hard. I feel fresh, I feel disciplined, but while I take the cold shower, it's of course very unpleasant. And that's very important for a good mindset. You should not think in short term, but what will be the long-term result. Another thing that requires discipline is sport. You already know that it's very worthwhile, and for many people it's fun, but many people simply don't feel like doing sports. And many sometimes feel like doing sports and sometimes not. And then it depends on discipline whether that person goes training or not. If you have decided to do that today, you will definitely do it today. Chapter 4. Clear mind. And clear mind, that sounds like something very spiritual. You have to free your soul from the bad demons and devils. No, that's of course not the topic of that chapter. But you need a clear mind to think clearly. And you should of course be able to focus. So imagine you don't have a clear mind and you go without having thought about that to the kitchen and you grab a bag of chips or something like that. Why? Because you're not in a focus mode. You doing things you haven't thought about before. That's of course also a very important part of a good mindset. Of course, the first thing is your health. Your brain is the body part that's important for a good and clear mind. And if you give your brain only shit, your brain will at some point simply be shit. So hopefully you don't eat shit, but you give your brain things it doesn't want to have, and you don't give your brain the things it wants to have. You should give your brain something like omega-3 fatty acids, okay? I will do many videos about nutrition in the future, But yeah, it's very important to have a good nutrition. For good health, of course, sleeping is also very important. What is also important for a good brain is education. For example, reading, so you can challenge your brain. What is not being used will wither away. And if you are learning less and less, your brain will shrink. And of course it won't really shrink, but your IQ, your intelligence will go down, and metaphorically you can imagine that your brain is shrinking. And if you're reading, if you're learning, your brain will grow. And very popular in self-improvement, meditating. That's very important. It helps with managing stress, but it also helps for a clear mind, as well as breathing exercises. I of course will upload many videos on that also. If I haven't made a video on that before, you can of course learn it from another channel. I have given you many tips, but they are useless if you do nothing on them. So just start now with the tips I've given you. If it's like 11 p.m, just do the tips I've given you and go to sleep. And if it's day, it's 1 p.m. and you're chilling on your bed and watching TikTok, no, stop doing that. Do some push-ups, go running, go reading something, etc, etc. And step by step you will acquire your goals. See you later.